Hey, what's up? I'm Michael. Today I wanted to show two things basically. Just wanted to do a little art video of some sort. I showed this I may have shown this in a video actually before what I had before, but one thing I wanted to show is, if I can find it now, I was using a handkerchief, just laying it down on top of my screen and drawing with it, and I have actually cut a glove. It's just a jersey garden glove, a jersey work glove. I cut the fingers out of it on these three fingers and the thumb so that I can use those to touch the screen. But this material, I also, on this one, I cut just to the tip of my finger. But this material will not allow my hand to move or do anything with the screen, so it makes it perfect for drawing. So I want to go on and show what I've already got. This is again Gus 1. It's the very first strip. My strips are going to later become pages, so I'm doing them in a page layout. You can see that there's blue under some of the black, and that's because I've already worked on these three. I've done the entire thing in the initial let's see, the initial sketch. It will not allow me to do it. There we go. Now I have no idea what I just done there. Look at that mess. I don't know where that come from. It must have been something I hit earlier and didn't realize it. But yeah, I know what it was. I have to go back in here and erase this right quick, actually. It's a good thing I came in and saw it, so let me go and grab this, and I'm on the right place. But that's pretty much everything I had done earlier. So now I done the blue parts the other day, 2 days ago, and I went back. I actually done them on paper first. I think I can grab it right here. Oops, I bent it. This is just for my collection, but this was the initial part, and everything on here almost everything on here I like better. I might redo this one, I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna redo some of the scissor parts, and I have to redo this version of the last one. It just did not turn out the way I wanted to on digital, but it actually turned out great for me the way I wanted it on regular paper. So I may go back also, and if you can see this, I've got the doctor just a headshot here, whereas in this one it's a whole lot more, and he's actually got the scissors and everything, and I'm trying to get this laid out the way I think it'll work best. On the paper there, it looked like it was going to work better if he was big, but then I was like, you know what, I'm not exactly sure if that's what I want to do. So I've already got like I said, my second sketch part of 1, 2, and most of 3 done, and please excuse the phone. It's always rude and goes off when I'm making a video. It waits till I make a video every time for it to go off. I had to grab my thumb pad there. I'm trying to wait for the phone to go off, but it doesn't seem like it's going to. Alright, there we go. Okay, so anyway, what I've done is I went back and I redone the first one a little bit. I redefined it, and I pretty much am, that's what it'll look like when I get back to the line art. So I actually, now that I've done that, I know that I actually have to come in here and bring in the bed there a little bit more, and I have to do the same thing right here. And I need to do that. Okay. Over here, I've already, this one is pretty much done. It's ready for line art. I think what I'll do is, after I get this part done, I'll come back in and I'll fix it up to where this looks a little bit more like a glass front or something, maybe with some shading, or like I've done here in this one. I just put lines across it, and I think what I'll do is go back and do a very light layer over top of the line art and actually put in you sort of get it in there really small, and then you go back and you bring the opacity down a little bit, and that'll give me the effect that I'm looking for. One thing about using Sketchbook is it has some really cool tools on it, like the ellipse tool that looks like the protractor up there, and that's what I made these with. You can also just come in and draw circles with something like that, but the problem with that is it's really hard to get them exactly where you want them. So I am on panel 3, and I know that, okay, hold on one second. Let me get my notifications turned off. There we go. Alright, I know that, what did I do? Oh, sorry. I had the wrong tool selected. I know that I need to reposition her hands, because the original hat, let's see here, the original hat was much bigger. You can see it right here. It was much bigger and it didn't look right, so I went back and I made it smaller, and I actually need to come back. Ooh, that's too big. I need to come back right here and try to fix this a little bit better. And since this is just the rough, like not the rough draft, but just a draft, I think that it'll work out fine by just doing that. Now in the next one, I'll actually, my next or my third sketch, I'll go on in and start laying in any type of shading and stuff, the cross hatching. So her hands are pretty much going to be right here. And what we'll do is bring that like so. Okay, this hand, I want to say it'll be right here. And I'm just drawing in a shape for her hand, basically, just to allow myself to know where I'm really going to want it at. And now I'm going to bring that back around here. Alright, so I know that I want this like this. One cool thing, really cool thing here, is I can just take this and draw me a line right there, and then I can come back where I know that I'm going to have to pick the right tool first. I'm going to come back where I know that her head is going to be most likely, and I can erase out that area. I actually prefer working with a smaller eraser, because I can get the better details with it. Let's see here, I'll pull that up. Now, one really good thing about this is that I can now say, hey, I know exactly what part I'm drawing, so I can zoom in on something and sketch it out and have more room to sketch. Now I can just come on down here like so. Oops. And what I can do to give it that round shape is on the way down, just put half circles in there. And that needs to go down more like that. You put half circles. Later, what I'll do is I'll cross hatch it with little half circles all the way down, and I'll put a shine on it to make it look like a piece of metal. I'm actually going to go back and erase this for now, though. That's good enough for what I'm doing. So another thing is, I like sketching with the pencil too when I'm just doing my layouts, because it allows me to, let's see here, it allows me to actually have that pencil look, and I know that that's not the one that I'm supposed to be copying later. So this is just like an IV bottle. And I'm going to run a line from the IV here and one down to the bed here. There we go. I think that's probably that'll give me more of the shape idea that I'm looking for, I think. Just to let me know that that's round, and I'll probably go back and take that out in the next one. You can see how that gives it shape, though. It's the only problem I have doing this yet is it does not want to allow me to do certain things. I'm really not sure what this big circle is here for. Actually, I do know. That is a word balloon. It's not going to go back into this next piece or this drawing, but it's there to let me know that that's where I wanted my word balloon at. Since this is a pillow, it doesn't need to be straight or anything. So kind of more fluffy looking will be fine. And take those back out. I don't want those in there right now. So alright, I believe I sort of decided to give her a piece of hair here and come down even further on this side with a tuft, and then she's just going to have sort of wavy-ish curly hair coming down on either side, and I don't want it to be too thick, so I'm going to do it like that for now, and I can go on and bring these over now where they need to go. Alright, so I'm really bad with facial expressions, so I'm going to try to divide this head a little bit better. I really think that her head is way too big. I may go back and resize her head at some point before I actually get done. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to draw a top and a bottom here, and I'm going to draw a box like so, and that's going to let me know that my eyeballs actually need to be right in this area. And I'm actually going to try to find this eraser here. There we go. Pull that out a little bit now. Alright. Go back here now, and I'll really get into it here. I just want her nose like that. Okay. All right. And I want her to have a really big smile on her face because she's a proud new mother. So we're going to do that, and then we're just going to come right across the front like so. And I think that I can actually, now she's more of a cartoon, so that's why her eyes are so big and all, but I could actually take her eyes and shrink them a little bit. I think I'm going to try that right now just to see how it goes. Okay. And that's not what I want to do. It moved the whole thing. Okay, then I don't think I can do it in this particular thing in this program. I'll have to go to my other program. Maybe I can do it here. Alright, there we go. Alright. Ooh. That looks about the same. Put it right there. I'm going to go and grab this one again and just move it. This is one of the great features of digital, being able to move your work when you need to. Okay. Let me go back to drawing, and I'm going to give her a little bit of hair sticking down like so. Alright, let me now when I go back to draw it again, when I do my final part, I can really get that in there good and know what I'm doing. So that worked out a lot better, and that's why I like redefining stuff several times. Alright, I'm going to go on and I'm going to leave this one here for now. I'm going to leave these here, and I'm going to work on this one. This is the big one that I'm worried about because it's too fat. It's too short and fat, and I want it to look more like this one. So I'm just going to set my paper right up here actually and see if I can't get to capture that a little bit better. I just use a very simple design that I come up with. It's fairly easy to do this though. If you like the way that I draw them, then go ahead, that's fine. But this actually is, even with it about the same size, just cutting off a little bit there has made it a lot better. But I believe I can do it even better if I do one other thing right quick. I come back and cut this in the same way I did that other side. It's going to really help the effect of it. This is where people end up sort of going wrong when they're doing fabrics and overlapping fabrics and stuff, is they'll draw it right here on the thing, and if you want it to look better, you just put a little loop on the end of it. And I know you can't see that really, but there is a little tiny loop right there on the end of it. I'm going to do the same to this side and pull that down in there. You can see it better on that side. Then over here, I'm going to put just a little bit of an overlap over top of it. And that bottom, you don't have to have anything. You just sort of follow a specific curve, basically. I'm going to use this tool. And just connect them for now. Let me grab that again and connect these for now. This is the precision tool, and it's made to help you do lines like that better. I have found that I most of the time prefer drawing them a little bit different. I can freehand them most of the time a little better. I actually like having what they call a poly line. This is a poly line, but you can't go back in there and fix it. In other things, you have poly lines or vector lines, and they work much better. I actually have something here I need to erase. I don't know why it's here. But anyway, so I already like this much better. I know that I want I want his arms to actually be coming out from up here instead of down here, and that will help me out quite a bit with the mother's hands. And so I can have his little hands coming out right here now, and he's just a baby, so he's got really little bitty hands. And I hate the way that I've got the hands looking, so I'm going to go on back in here and erase that out a little bit better. Maybe do it a little bit better. Okay. I'm just going to, for now, draw his arms sticking out. Maybe that's what I need to do, is make his arms a little bit longer. Yeah, let's see about that right there. Cartoons can look really weird, so that's a good thing. So I know her hands are actually going to be right here, and all you have to do is draw 3 circles, and that is the best way to draw a hand grasping something, is just draw 3 circles around it. And I'm going to take that last one back off. Come on, there we go. And you'll see why now. I'm going to draw this coming back up around this part. And there we go. So that'll be her hands. And for a face, I'm going to make her face sort of come in right here. And I'm just going to put a nose. And I'm going to put her curly hair coming down right here. That way I can just sort of draw in that background of the bed there and not have to worry about all the details. This is actually, I think, my favorite piece of the entire thing. Is little Gus sitting here staring out of a hat with his, his eye holes and his arm holes and all cut out of it. I just think this is my favorite piece, or my favorite panel. I'm having great fun actually drawing it, so I'm hoping I'm not getting my head in the shot. I think I'm zoomed in enough that I shouldn't be. Let me make sure that was a little off-center the way I had it. Sorry about that. I think I probably just got it that way accidentally. It's always best to be able to draw in one stroke if you can. Some things it's just almost impossible to do. So, like a curve or something, then you can come back down and sort of, when you go for your final part, it's really easy to get those lines most of the time if you've got a good base for them. Alright, I'm going to give little Gus here a big toe and some little toes, like so. I actually wanted to give him I wanted to give him boots with spurs on them, but I figured that wouldn't exactly work out too well. Alright, so here I'm just going to draw a circle for his hands, and I'm going to have a thumb sticking off, and then one finger, two fingers, and three fingers. Right now, as a baby, he'll just have three fingers. I'm going to shorten that thumb a little bit too, I think. And I tell you what, I can't stand it still. I'm a perfectionist and I can't stand the way it looks, so I got to go back and work on another one right quick. I like the thumb just fine. It's just getting the hand. That actually works better. And let's do the same thing over here. Sort of give him a thumb. Let's see here. Oops. I may have went too far with that. Let me try to go one more. Alright. Okay. Just give him little balls as fingers. That way they'll look like they're sort of curling up at you a little bit, maybe. And for now, that'll be fine. give him a thumb that's doing the same thing here. And that'll work for him, I think, for his hand since he's a baby. Now, here is the thing I want it to do. Let me... Alright. Okay. Alright. This time I'm going to shrink it down, and I'm going to make it about like that. See if it'll allow me to... There we go. Here's my problem, is that it won't actually allow me to draw on it. It's so small. There we go. Alright, now what I can do is sort of make that off center like I did have it, I guess. I want to get the top of it like that, and I'll freehand the bottom of it once it's... Alright. Sort of get it like that. Remember, this is the way the doctor cut it, so it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. And I want to grab this one here. See about erasing out pieces of this to make it look better. Actually, I think I'm going to leave that the way it was. Okay. Put a little piece here. Let's go over to this side. You know what else too? I might want to give him a little hole here, a little hole here, and those will just be nose holes. And again, they don't have to be perfect. It's just where that doctor cut them. And I'm actually going to make these black too for his eyes. This will just let me know in the line art that I need to completely blacken it. And I'll pretty much do it exactly the same way I just done here. Except for I'll fill it all in. Over here, I'm going to grab the eraser and take out certain parts of it. And I can actually draw it back in the way I want it now. I will imply fingernails like that. And here, I'll imply a thumb coming more towards you, like so, with a little fingernail there. And you won't even see these details probably. I think I want to apply it here as well, and come back and delete or erase this part. And let me pull this in like that. Now I doubt that makes much sense to anybody else, but it's the only way I can wrap my head around it. So alrighty, and there we go. That's the final panel, the final sketch for it, and I'll go back in, like I said, on the next one, and I'll refine it even more, but I'll put in my detail for it. So I want to go back in now and make sure that I've taken out anything that goes outside of the panels, like right here. That, oh, right here. Yep, that works. Alright, I think that's it for this video. Actually, I'm going to do these others a little bit later after I debate on them a little bit. But that's it for now. I don't know why this thing is shaking. I'm not sure if I'm doing it. If it seems like I somehow was hitting the camera stand itself, but anyway, I hope that this turns out all right, and I will see you later.